Jnana or somewhere. If I think about next year, I can be somewhere. After my death, I'm not going to think there is my conscious when I'm
You want to know where you will be after death? Okay. See, Prasanna, some things you know best only by experience, Are you ready? No, you leave the planning to me. Are you ready to experience? We must open this glass pane right now. You are not conscious, so where is the question of your consciousness? Who told you are conscious? You are speaking, but it is not making any sense to anybody. When somebody starts talking and they don't know what they're talking, we will assume that they're unconscious, isn't it? Okay, I know the question, but I want you to get to know the depth of the question. You're asking the question without knowing what you're questioning. When you ask, what is going to happen after death, it is not a curiosity question, it is not an entertainment question. You are asking, what is my destiny? What is the source of who I am, isn't it?
Yeah, because I'm asking this because
I know why you're asking, okay? Because all those things that you read and you did not understand, those things have messed you up badly. I know that's why you're asking, but let me look at this. Now, I want to know what's going to happen beyond this body. Is it a small question? You're asking, what is the source of who I am? Who is me? That's what you're asking. If you do not know who is you, and if you know that you don't know who you are, there must be a tearing pain within you, isn't it? You're existing here without knowing who you are. Must be a terrible thing, isn't it? You have not realized the immensity of the question. You don't know, if you cry with this question, if you roll on the floor with this question, if tears are the only way you can ask this question, there would be an answer. Now, the way you're asking the question, you have not realized the immensity of the question. Whatever I say, already you have some conclusions from the scriptures, isn't it? You have, I know. Now, if I say something, anyway you will get into more of such nonsense. Now, you are coming with the scriptures and saying all these things, now you will say more foolish things, because this you cannot know because I tell you something. If you know the pain of not knowing, then I can make you know it. If you still do not know the pain of not knowing, me telling you after your death your soul will go and sit on top of this building is not going to liberate you in any way, isn't it? Isn't it so? Fairy tale it is. Now I'm telling you, do you want a story or do you want to know it? Say yes or no. Do you want to know it or do you want a story about it?
I want to know in the way I can understand.
Maybe you cannot understand, you can only experience it. Are you willing to experience it? I'm not going to kill you. Don't worry, I'm not thinking on those lines. But are you are you willing to experience? So, if you're willing to experience, how much of your life are you willing to give to make this happen to yourself? Now, just to learn the alphabet, A, B, C, just to learn to read and write, just to learn to maybe write software, how many years did you invest? 20 years?
That is not a question of time, it is a question of our implementing the knowledge and intelligence.
But it should be there, right? See, how many years have you invested in just learning to read, write and earn a living? How many years? 20 years of education? Yes. For something as simple as survival, just to earn your food and living, 20 years you've invested and you're still investing further, isn't it? To know the very source of who you are, to know what is the basis of your creation, how much time are you willing to invest? You think about that, you tell me, then I will tell you whether it's possible or not. To put proper input to just write software for a dumb computer, it took 20 years. To go beyond all your limitations and know the very source of who you are, how much time are you willing to invest to get the proper inputs I'm asking? See, I want you to understand what is your reality right now, don't just bullshit yourself, isn't it? I'm not saying you got to come or don't come, but you must know where you belong. You don't believe all kinds of nonsense about yourself. The most important thing in your life is, even if you can't afford to be straight with anybody in the world, at least with this one person, you must be straight, isn't it? This is something that you owe to yourself, every human being. If you don't do this, your life is definitely a tragedy. It doesn't matter what's happening with it or not happening with it. If you don't know how to be straight to yourself, you have wasted your life before you live it. Before it starts, it's over, isn't it? So please I want you to look at it. Right now, you're asking big questions. I'm talking about a possibility. The reason why something which is just the natural fruit of life, what you call as enlightenment, if you allow yourself, if you allow life to happen to you in its utmost possibility, it's a natural fruit, it's a natural flowering. It is not something that you are doing to deviate your life to some other point. It is a natural process of reaching there. In spite of that, why it is happening to a large number of people, why it doesn't happen at all except a few individuals in the world, is simply because of this, because we are not straight with it. We don't even know whether we are willing to go for it or not, isn't it? It's not happened not because it's difficult, it's not happened because you're not willing to give yourself to it, that's all.
For more on Sadhguru, visit www.ishafoundation.org.